Well, might as well make a start on my charity shop Spitfire, my bargain Spitfire. Look at that, not too many parts. Lovely and crisp, so I'll just take off the fuselage halves, the wings and the tailplanes. Stick tailplanes on the fuselage halves and give it a coat of primer to begin with. Well, there we go. Tailplanes are on the fuselage halves, the oil cooler's on the bottom of the wing. It's all been sprayed up with a nice bit of primer, and there's a coat of matte black onto the propeller. The panel lines are very deeply edged. They look lovely. It's a lovely crisp moulding. Hopefully though they're going to be sort of evened out a little bit once I start spraying top coats on, because I think they're a little bit inaccurate, just too deep, too much engraving on there, but otherwise good. No flash. A bit annoying that in a few places where the parts are attached to the sprue, it actually encroaches onto the pieces themselves on visible areas. No need for that. Keep it smooth on that side. Don't make it so people have to sand that down, especially as you're targeting this kit towards children. But yeah, generally it's nice. It's going to go together quite nice. Well, that all looks nice and neat, nice and tidy. So first thing to do, now that that primer is dry, is to spray the underside of the wings. So that's that main bit there, and obviously that bit. So I'll just literally whip that over and go and spray it like that in the booth. There we go. Got my nice beige, green, duck egg blue, whatever you want to call it, sprayed on there, as opposed just to the straight primer on the fuselage halves. Looking quite nice, quite pretty. Pleased with that. The underside of the tailplanes is going to be done with a hand brush, I think, at a later stage. But yeah, I'm going to leave that to dry and hopefully be able to deal with that in a few hours' time. So 2 halves of the Spitfire, blue tacked on to a piece of wood, ready for spraying. Awesome. Well, there we go, there's my base colours. So I've got to put the brown camouflage markings onto the wings and the fuselage halves. That's looking good, really nice. It did take quite a bit to cover it actually, had to do 3 coats, and that hasn't really filled the panel lines all that well. They're really quite prominent, a bit too deep. Bit of a pity, but this was a cheap purchase anyway, so I'm not too fussed. But yeah, I think that's looking quite good. We can crack on tomorrow. Right, I'm ready to put the top halves of the wing onto the bottom half and centre section. Where there's overspray on there, okay, I've scraped off to allow the poly cement to stick. So the top halves are nice and green, and they're a lot cleaner. All done. That's the wings clamped down, and I'll leave them for plenty of time so that they set nicely and in position. Now I'm going to turn my attention to painting the interior. Where are we up to? Both halves of the wings stuck together. It's nice. Clamped down, they've gone out nicely. Interior green on the inside of the cockpit. Those oxygen cylinders, I think, will be black, but I need to check that, check my sources. There's the propeller and spinner done, put together. That's a 3-part thing. And here is a cockpit. Now that's a nice detailed cockpit. Come around, so you've got your control column, you've got your cockpit area, there's a water slide decal for that, you've got your gun sight, you've got your seat, you've got the backs and so on. It's nice. Is that an improvement on the old style of an L-shaped thing basically that drops in? If you're a kid with slap dashways, no. If you're a 49-year-old with shaky hands, poor eyesight, fat fingers, no. If you want to make a really good looking kit, yeah,